your boy Charlie here, back with another edition of Elite in NYC, and I'm here with Dave Duran. What is up, Dave?
What's up, Charlie?
So, in this last episode, if you want to call it an episode, last conversation, we had kind of gone very well deep over the whole Bullet Club saga. Bullet Club is fine. I think in this episode, I'd rather wing it a little bit, and we're going to discuss a couple of things that have gone on over the past week or so. We've got the G1 Supercard at Madison Square Garden. We've got the horrible build to Summerslam. We've got a whole bunch of different things going on in the world of wrestling. I mean, you've even got the Cruise of Jericho, Alpha Club versus Bullet Club, right? So we've got a ton of different things going on to talk about. No point in pigeonholing ourselves into one conversation. As we saw last time, that didn't exactly work very well for us. So, Dave, let's start with the G1 Supercard. So I actually went to buy tickets for G1 Supercard yesterday. I used my Ring of Honor presale. And by the time I had logged in, the only available tickets left were either $350 or above for the ground level or $81 for the nosebleed section. So I think I'd rather watch that one from the comfort of my living room, but that's pretty crazy, right?
Dude, you're not even gonna imagine this. So I was on the website. As soon as someone told me, as soon as I saw it in the morning at 7 o'clock in the morning. I saw it on the Villains Twitter account.
Yep.
So I was like, damn, let me get into that website, whatever. When I got to work, it was like maybe 8:30ish. I logged in and it said tickets go on sale at 10 o'clock. But if you have a pre-sale code, then you can start. Whatever. I was looking at the values of the seats, right?
Yep.
They had these. So you said it was $350.
That was the cheapest one, yeah.
So the time that I logged in, they had it at $50.
Really?
$50, dude. $50 for like floor 4.
So I saw floor 4, and those were $350, and I did have a pre-sale code.
And I didn't have one. And I didn't think of asking you for the fucking pre-sale.
Because I have Honor Club. If you have Honor Club, you have pre-sale to all Ring of Honor events. I was this close to buying them, and I'm like, you know what? I said to my wife, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll buy myself one ticket. I will go there myself. I will sit there myself. And then I'm like, yeah, if you've ever been to a wrestling event, it doesn't matter if you go with anybody because everybody just talks to everybody. But at the end of the day, it was like, do I really want to spend $350 to sit in the back of row 4 or $81 to be at the top of the arena?
Dude, it was $50, Charlie. Row E and I think seats 1 and 2.
Absolutely insane.
And I put it on my Twitter. I was like, can anyone give me the pre-sale code for this shit? And no one responded. So I was like, fuck, dude. And I didn't think to ask you, not even once.
Yeah, I would have given it to you, man. I mean, I wish I could have used it. I did fall into a stroke of luck a little bit. On a side note, I know I mentioned it to you briefly. Wow. I will be going to NXT Brooklyn. I'm not going to reveal how I got free tickets, but I did get free tickets. I'm assuming the seats are pretty magnificent. And I am looking forward to Johnny Gargano beating Tommaso Ciampa.
Mr. Wrestling, I love that guy, man. That guy deserves to be in a better spot right now.
It's tough.
I do not want to see Johnny Gargano on the 205 Live. I would love to see him on SmackDown, maybe versus Shinsuke Nakamura or the likes of Rusev Day.
You want to talk about an amazing match? How about Gargano versus Styles?
Gargano versus Daniel Bryan.
Oh, that'd be an amazing match. And
let me tell you something though, Ciampa. Oh my God, I love the heel that guy has become.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he said to Mauro Ranallo that you have done for me what Jim Ross has done for Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, and taking a step back on that statement, I think Mauro Ranallo is the best commentator in WWE. When he was the voice of SmackDown, dude was tearing it apart. The show was the best it had ever been. He left, it went downhill. He goes to NXT, NXT gets even better. Ronaldo was just ridiculous.
I want to say this. The entire team, the entire announce team on Monday Night Raw was just like, oh my God. So I went to Monday Night Raw on the 30th here in Miami. I got to send you pictures. Did I send you pictures of it?
No, I didn't see it. You got to send them over.
Yeah, I got to send you some pictures, man. I took a wonderful picture with this imposter Matt Hardy.
I saw that. I saw that on Twitter. That was awesome.
Yeah. That guy was, dude. He was like, man, I fly out to every event. I was like, man, I'll wrestle you right now. He was like, nah, I gotta go fly out to Tampa right after the event. I was like, oh, fuck off. So I went to the event. What a disaster, dude. This is the first time that I actually heard Roman Reigns being over.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, and it's kind of crazy, we've all been touting that Vince McMahon needs to stop jamming this guy down our throats for a very long time. But he has made Brock Lesnar so hated that they're actually cheering on Roman Reigns.
Exactly. Well, even more that he appeared on UFC TV. That's gonna bring a little heat.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something about Roman Reigns, because this is something that has weighed on me for a little while, and now that we have a platform to discuss this for a few minutes, I want to talk about it. I think, look, I appreciate wrestling. I appreciate it for what it is. I don't try to make it what it isn't. If I watch Monday Night Raw, I watch it with an open mind and open lens. Same with SmackDown. Same with anything. I prefer New Japan and Ring of Honor right now. You know that very well. That being said, I'm not gonna bitch that Roman Reigns is being pushed, and I know that there's a lot of people that do bitch because Roman Reigns is being pushed. I listened to this guy named JD from New York, and he is like the most angry, antagonistic guy I've ever seen. He created his own T-shirt line that's like "fuck Roman," and he's entitled to his opinion. He could do whatever he wants. He's from Brooklyn. I'm from Staten Island. He wants to pull that card. He could pull that card, right? I'm gonna put this one out there for you. Every single superstar that wrestles Roman Reigns speaks highly about working with him, and that's not bullshit. Jericho is one of the most open-mouthed people in the world, and he'll tell you if someone's unsafe, if someone's not a good worker. Jericho liked working with him. AJ Styles liked working with him. And those guys' opinions mean a lot more to me than anybody in the IWC sitting back saying that Roman Reigns sucks. The problem with Roman Reigns is when he started this push, they scripted him very poorly. He should be a Tama Tonga type figure where he's just like an absolute beast and an a-hole like he was with the Shield.
But that's what I'm saying. They started so that character could have been Roman Reigns could have at first he was him, Ambrose, and Rollins were the biggest heels.
Yep.
At that time.
They were.
Right? Rollins does the turn, Ambrose goes into oblivion, and Roman Reigns, they're going to put a rocket on his ass.
Yep.
The issue that I have with this, right, is you've already had him in 3 WrestleManias where he's fighting Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
You've had him every other pay-per-view leading up to a big pay-per-view, either winning a chance to get back at the championship or doing something in between.
Yep.
Right? The issue is that I'm having is, why are you giving me so much Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar? This is like the every other main event. This main event is every other year main event. You feel me? So they'll have it this year, not next year, but the following one they'll have it again. So it's getting kind of
old.
I don't want to see this anymore.
Yep, it's getting old. I agree.
It's getting old, and it's getting to the point that it's an old feud. I don't get tired of seeing John Cena versus Randy Orton. I love them. Yep. They can have as many matches as they want to have. But, dude, it's not shoved down your throat.
Yeah, it's once every few years.
One of them is going to win the championship. But you're not going to have this. It's once every 3 years you have this fucking feud going. And you know that it's always going to be there in the back of your minds. Every time you see these two figures, you're going to say, my God, these guys are, wherever. If they're not fighting for the championship, they're going to destroy each other. It's going to be a great match.
Agreed.
But that's not the feeling that I get when I see Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar.
Well, and I don't think it's necessarily the match Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, right? I think it's more that it's just an oversaturation of Reigns in the title picture. Like, they should have started from scratch when the Shield reunion happened and Ambrose got hurt. They should have let Roman take a tag team run with Seth, keep him out of the title picture for a little while. Look, it worked for Sheamus. Sheamus, everybody was bored of seeing. And don't get me wrong, I like Sheamus. I think that Sheamus is a good worker. I don't think he's ever as big as they made him to be, but he's a damn good worker. And him and Cesaro are a great tag team. So I think him, putting him and Rollins together, letting them have a tag team run for a little bit, then maybe having him turn on Rollins would have been just what he needed to push himself back up to where he needed to be.
So this is what I say, right? I don't know. I can't understand the WWE booking sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
You have this big bad monster in Braun Strowman, who's been destroying people like Kane, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. He's been destroying everyone. You mean to tell me this big badass giant needs a Money in the Bank contract to be able to cash in or beat up whichever one of these guys he wants to beat up?
That was all about Roman. Think about it like this. So now they have an insurance policy, right? So let's say Kevin Owens, as much as I wish he would take the suitcase or the briefcase away from Braun, it's not going to happen. What's going to happen is this. You're going to have Lesnar versus Reigns. Reigns is going to beat Lesnar, win, lose, or draw this time. There's no ifs, ands, or about it. Reigns is taking back the title. There's been too much of a build.
Okay.
What I do see happening, though, is if the crowd gets rowdy, they're going to send Braun out.
It's going to get rowdy.
They're going to send Braun out to cash in. This way, Braun cashes in on Roman. Braun elevates himself to superstardom because not only is he the guy that got the title away from Brock, but he's also the guy that ended this whole damn Brock-Roman storyline with that contract. There's no other reason for it. So they're fine with him being champion. So they put the suitcase on him as an insurance policy against Roman getting a negative reaction. And then you could turn Roman heel.
I don't think, listen, he doesn't have to go heel. It's just that every other match, either he's winning, no matter where you put him in the card, he's always getting booed. He's always going over against people. So you have, for example, you have the likes of Samoa Joe.
Yep.
Right? Samoa Joe's a great fucking wrestler.
Great worker, yep.
One of the greatest workers I've ever seen.
One of the best. One of the best on the mic, too.
Exactly. How do you have somebody always losing to Roman Reigns? Like, this man is showing you skills. He brings his skills from other territories. Like, you know what he can do. You know what he's about.
He was just a
placeholder. In the
placeholder.
ring. He's great out on the mic, on the stick, and you still don't even push him. Yeah, now he's getting a push. By far, to me, SmackDown is way over than Raw.
Well, I'm starting to see it like this. I'm starting to see SmackDown as the real extension of NXT.
Yes.
And Raw as the... So, what's NXT? NXT is basically WWE's indie promotion, right?
Yeah, it goes up against Ring of Honor.
Yep. And they're starting to think about what Fox is going to look like. And just so you know, I actually read that WWE is planning to treat SmackDown as a sports show. So they're going to focus more on the sport than the entertainment aspects because the people that are involved in production on the Fox side are actually the Fox Sports team. So they're going to give it more of a New Japan type of polish where maybe they have like the tail of the tape and all of that stuff because they want to treat it like a sport. Well, if you're treating it like a sport, what do you need? You need those high spots, right? Who are those guys? That's AJ Styles. That's Daniel Bryan. That's, Samoa Joe. You could see them shifting. I think the only person missing from SmackDown that could elevate it, actually there's two. I think Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins both belong on SmackDown. because they embody what SmackDown is trying to do. And I think, on that note,
I could agree with you on that.
And I think on that note, there's a couple of guys that you could send back over to Raw, like the Bludgeon Brothers aren't a necessary tag team on SmackDown. It should be the Usos. It should be the New Day, more athletic, more, even Sheamus and Cesaro.
I don't even think The Miz fits on SmackDown right now. The Miz should be on Raw since his show is on the USA Network.
I think that probably will happen at the same exact time. I kind of feel like the Miz doesn't get as much due as he deserves for his in-ring work.
Oh yeah,
and he
the
can
Miz
hang.
Is top
he can hang.
Heel modern era.
He can hang. I also feel
top 3 for me modern era heels.
He is absolutely, and I also feel that you're looking within the next year. It depends on how things go with All In. I expect them to go fantastically. But you also have that wild card of will Cody, Kenny, and the Young Bucks be showing up on SmackDown? Because that's a real possibility. I don't think they'd put them on Raw. I think with the Fox deal, they'd put them on SmackDown.
I don't see them coming to WWE right now. Not after this. Not after Ring of Honor selling out MSG.
Well, and that's a perfect segue, right?
Not after All In selling out in 30 minutes, Charlie. Not after Ring of Honor sells out.
Remember something. The characters that Vince McMahon creates are embodiments of who he is. Everyone's got a price. Everyone's going to pay.
All right, $1 million man.
Exactly. It's I think at the end of the day what it comes down to is you're looking at a situation where Matt and Nick Jackson are two dads. You're a dad, you get it. Like, they're on the road more now than they would be for WWE. They'd actually be home a few days a week. They'd have a fixed schedule. They've made so much money on the indies that in addition to that money, they can also now just take a fat paycheck and disappear. And I don't think WWE would misuse the Young Bucks. And I'll probably bite myself for saying that.
I think they will 100% misuse the Young Bucks because the Young Bucks are already used to this routine that they do. You know what I mean? Okay, we'll go on the road for 10 days. We'll fly around the world. And then they have their own YouTube channel, which generates thousands and millions of dollars for them. You understand? And WWE is not going to let them do their Young Bucks merch and all that stuff. So, I don't know.
It's a tough one.
You'll lose millions because they make millions on their merch.
Oh, yeah, they do. And I don't know what... WWE doesn't pay much for merch either.
That's what I'm saying. They make millions of dollars just on their YoungBucksMerch.com.
So we'll jump into Madison Square Garden in a second just to finish up Roman Reigns. Mm-hmm. The thing about Roman Reigns that I hold on to, he really was such a dominant factor of the Shield. I always was a big fan of the Shield. I think that Roman is a victim of poor booking, and I think that we're allowed to show our voices that we don't support WWE creative. At the same exact time, I think Roman draws way too much heat from it. I think he's a guy that is working the road, is on the road 300 and something days a year. I'm not trying to say I enjoy watching him versus Brock over and over again, because I don't. I think the booking's horrible. But at the end of the day, I think that I'm not going to hate Roman Reigns for something that's not in his control. People have so hatred of him.
Don't get me wrong. I don't hate Roman Reigns. There's people tend to hate everyone.
That's true.
One time or a point in your career, they're going to hate you. They want to see Roman Reigns as a chance. They want to see him as a heel. He played a perfect heel. Yep. Why would you not turn this man into a heel? Is out of my belief. Whatever.
Frankly, Samoans are always good heels. I don't know what it is.
Exactly. This is the issue with Roman Reigns. With Roman Reigns is that he has a weak finish.
The spear? Yeah.
That spear is weak, and that Superman punch is weak.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
You're giving me a UFC punch that, shoot-wise, will knock out any fucking guy.
Yep.
And you're telling me that people can kick out of your Superman punch 20 times in a match. That's weak.
It looks good.
Finishers have to go.
I mean,
it looks great.
It looks good. Yeah, I mean that might actually
Visually,
that should be his finisher.
No, visually it looks great, but philosophy-wise, you would think, shit, he hits the Superman punch. That's it.
Well, realistically, you could say the same thing about Kenny Omega and the V trigger, right? I mean, when you see a V trigger, you think that motherfucker should be out cold, but they don't kick out. It takes the one-winged angel to really put them away. So it's wrestling. It's suspended belief a little bit, right? I mean, end of the day. But you're right. I think that the Superman punch should probably be his finisher because the spear is just, Edge, Goldberg. There's like 5 people using Bobby Lashley. Johnny Gargano does a slingshot spear. Like, I mean...
How many wrestlers do we need to see with the fucking spear? Rhino. He's on fucking Raw.
Or how about just continue the legacy of the Shield and make it a Superman punch with a jackknife powerbomb? No one's doing a straight up jackknife right now like Diesel used to, and I think Reigns would be the perfect guy to have that jackknife, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm saying, listen, he needs to. I don't know. There needs to be a change in Roman Reigns. Don't get me wrong. He's probably selling out every other fucking wrestling star right now. On the WWE side, he could be a great face. I don't know, man. There's just don't shove him down too many people's throats.
Agreed.
And people will start to like him. Let Roman Reigns. All right, you need to let Roman Reigns be like Ronda Rousey.
Mm-hmm.
You brought in Ronda Rousey. You brought her in as the baddest bitch on the planet, right?
Yep.
Basically stealing Mike Tyson's thunder.
Yep.
Baddest bitch on the planet, whatever. She's doing whatever she needs to do. And she's playing her role great.
She doesn't wrestle every week.
She doesn't wrestle every week. And she has that badass role. People still like her. And people at the same time say, fuck, I hate Ronda Rousey because she's new. But I absolutely love her gimmick.
Yep, she's been awesome.
And I don't see that with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is on every fucking Raw. Roman Reigns is on every fucking championship match. It's like, god damn it. Roman Reigns doesn't need to be in every main event.
No, and one thing that JD said that I really agreed with was one of the reasons SmackDown is so successful, not SmackDown, NXT is so successful, is you don't see talent every episode. So they alternate who they're going to feature that week. So, like, 1 week it'll be Ciampa, 1 week it'll be Gargano, then Black will be in there, then they'll have a bigger segment of Velveteen and EC3. So, like...
Adam Cole, baby!
And how often has Adam Cole been around? You see him in 10, 15-second segments every other week, and then he'll have a match. So, it's that lack of overexposure. Because WWE produces so much content, I feel like they fall victim to how much content they produce. And
listen, I guarantee you this. If WWE continues down this path, but Monday Night Raw to me doesn't even feel like Monday Night Raw anymore. It doesn't excite me to want to watch Monday Night Raw.
Now let me ask you something. Do you actually watch Monday Night Raw when it's on?
No.
Me neither.
Never.
I fast forward. I want to have DVR.
And it's sad, dude. I used to watch every Monday Night Raw before at 8 o'clock at night. My mom used to tell me, "Let's go have dinner." I'd be like, "Hey, Mom, I need to watch Monday Night Raw. I can't have dinner. Listen, put it in the microwave. Do whatever you need to do. I need to watch Raw."
Agreed.
Dude,
Same here.
And it was the fucking shit to watch Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
I loved it. And remember when it was the siren theme music?
Yep. That was amazing.
Fucking amazing, dude.
So
there was nothing like it. Nothing like it, right? Involved in W.
But the difference really clearly then and now is the 2 to 3 hours hurt it a lot. Look, pro wrestling always had an adult element to it because it was the adults letting their kids watch it, right? So It was my aunt making me watch WrestleMania 3 with her. It was my grandfather going back and watching tapes of Buddy Rogers and Antonio LaRocca, right? All these different old legends that started my love for the business, right? As a young kid, like I don't care. I have 2 kids, right? I have a 5-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old son.
Yeah.
The programming should still need to somewhat cater to adults, and I think they've lost that somewhere. And I think that's why it's created this pocket for New Japan and Ring of Honor to come up. Because, and then we'll talk about that whole thing in a minute, but because they've kind of isolated their adult audience, we're all watching like zombies. It's like you're putting a Disney movie on in front of us, and we're kind of just like, all right, I'm going to watch Up for my kids for the 25th time. That's kind of what Monday Night Raw has become. That's kind of what SmackDown has become. We watch it out of habit, but we don't enjoy it or love it.
I don't even watch it anymore, to be honest. Dude, I don't even watch I have it on Hulu, where I find myself gravitating more to SmackDown than I do Raw.
Me too.
And it's not that I hate the wrestlers on Raw. The wrestlers on Raw are fucking perfect.
They are.
It's just, god damn it, the same old fucking thing. And then you do not push my boy Elias, man. This motherfucker has the #1 record on iTunes right now.
They're gonna push him, I promise. He's everything Vince wants. Do you know who I'm waiting for to become the new SmackDown champion? I don't want Samoa Joe to take it from AJ. Do you know what I want? I want fucking Andrade Cien Almas to win the Royal Rumble, go to WrestleMania, challenge AJ Styles, and take the title from him. Because that will build that man's career. Almas is probably the best wrestler, one of the best wrestlers on SmackDown. His feud with Johnny Gargano opened so many eyes, but really, if you look back at it, he's the guy that created Tranquilo, right? Los Incronables de Avon, right? They are actually a subset of Los Incronables in Mexico, right? So he was La Sombra. Sombra was awesome. Now, he came to WWE. He had a quick stutter step because they made him this, like, smiley guy in overalls because, you know, God forbid Vince ever handles an ethnic gimmick with any maturity. So he makes the guy come out in overalls and a top hat like he's Ricky Ricardo. But thankfully, they added Zelina Vega, who is magnificent. Zelina Vega is perfect.
She's 100%. Fuck, dude. I haven't seen something like her since Sunny.
Yep. She's that good. She is that good.
Yes.
Let's just hope she doesn't have the same career path as Sunny, who's paying like $15 for virtual rub and tugs in the internet right now. Like, hopefully her career goes a little better than that. But, you know, Zelina...
I'll pay her. I would love to jump on one of those Skype calls with her.
My friend messages me. My buddy messages me. I shit you not. He goes, Charles, I'm talking to Sunny through DMs. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. She said $100 for a free show. I'm like, dude, don't even. Please, no. Don't do it. Don't do it. I was like, I know I'm not single and I'm the married old man in the room that's like, you know, you don't need that shit.
She said, wow, dude, that's bold.
Yeah, she knows she's aggressive, or she used to be. I don't know if she is now. And if I ever had the chance to, I met Sunny when I was a young kid, and she was very nice to me. If I ever had the chance to meet her, I'd want her autograph. I'd want to take a picture with her. But like, you know, it's a really sad tale of, you know, how big someone was and how far they've fallen. You know, I don't know if we should jump to G1 yet, or if we should kind of talk SummerSlam very quickly. And I'll tell you why. I want to ask you, with SummerSlam coming, what match are you most excited about on the SummerSlam card?
Which match am I most excited about on the WWE SummerSlam card?
Yep.
None.
Not a single one?
The only one maybe that I would want to see is probably Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles, because I know they're going to tear the house down.
So,
but nothing else really intrigues me.
Well, don't forget that you got Bryan versus Miz.
Yeah.
That one I'm pretty cool with. I could do Bryan versus Miz.
I think it's 3 years overdue.
Well, like, he couldn't wrestle. I mean, he had the broken neck, so now at least he can wrestle. Who else is there? What other matches are
that
good?
match will be all right. I think that match should be good. I think it's just again, I see how WWE is playing it. They're not doing that. SmackDown is not doing that right, man. They should have let that be real heat type shit. You feel me?
Yep. Do you think Bliss?
They fucked up with that whole baby.
Yeah, that was just dumb.
Fucking thing. It was like, oh, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Do you think Bliss takes the title from? I mean, Rousey takes the title from Bliss, so that she's got the belt into Evolution.
Possibly to sell pay-per-views.
I personally think,
or I don't think. Maybe if it's a money grab, maybe they say let Rousey do it so we can sell more tickets to the event.
Evolution, yeah.
But if they really want to keep the heat on Alexa Bliss and keep that desire of people wanting to have Ronda Rousey really strive for this championship, let it go to Evolution. Let Alexa Bliss win. And let this rivalry.
Well, Ronda can win. She just would have to win by an Alexa would have to go and get herself disqualified or something like that. That's kind of the only way.
Or you can have Natalya turn on her.
Yeah, that's true. Or Mickie James could get involved. I mean,
Mickie James could get involved.
Mickey's wild card.
Nia Jax could get involved.
Okay. So
there's multiple ways you can involve anyone in this, just not to have her win.
And Becky Lynch needs to win the SmackDown Women's title.
I hope she does, man. They've been shitting on Becky Lynch, man. Listen, WWE has been shitting on a lot of wrestlers, and I'm sorry to say, Charlie, but if these significant wrestlers start leaving to the Ring of Honor,
it's done.
I am not gonna feel elite.
I actually want to see a handful of guys return. I would like to see AJ go back to Ring of Honor right now at the way it is. I'd like to, but he won't. He's too happy. They're treating him well in WWE. I'd like to see the Good Brothers go back to New Japan and Ring of Honor. I'd like to see Dolph Ziggler.
I haven't seen. I still can't believe why they haven't left.
Their contracts are up at the end of the year.
The Good Brothers.
Yeah, their contracts are up at the end of the year.
So that's why they see a lot of that.
You might see a swing where all of a sudden they come back and join OG, right? Because you had that whole thing going on where they were supporting OG on Twitter. So you might see something where they decide to switch. But you know what? Carl Anderson, if you follow that dude on Twitter, he's like the happiest dude in the world right now. He don't care. He's getting paid not to do anything. Like he keeps posting pictures. He just had a kid, and he's posting pictures. He's like, "Here's my baby with my hot Asian wife." Like that's Carl Anderson. He's funny as hell.
Yeah. I know.
But I mean, there's a handful of guys.
They should do something better. Why would you bring these? I don't understand. First of all,
I know why they brought them in, bro. It's an easy answer. It's an easy answer why they brought them in. The real easy answer why they brought them in is because AJ Styles, when he was negotiating his contract, was like, "Yo, sign these guys too." That's why they signed them.
Okay, but fuck, dude.
It's sad.
Those guys were such on a roll in Ring of Honor and New Japan. Fuck me, dude. Treat them the same way. Bring them in the same way. Bring them with that fucking heat.
Yep. Do you know that Vince McMahon didn't even remember that he had Carl Anderson? Luke Gallows working for him.
Yeah, Festus.
He forgot. Well, he was Luke Gallows too. Remember when he was with the Straight Edge Society with Punk? That's true. That's another thing we could talk about before we jump into G1 because that's going to be the meat of this conversation. Did you see that CM Punk Colt Cabana is suing CM Punk?
I heard. I saw that.
That's kind of bold, man.
Well, if you ask me, since I read, I'm not going to say that Punk has the wrong in it, but from the article, what I was reading was that Punk promised Colt that he was going to pay for the legal fees, and he fucked Colt for $200,000 or something like that. No,
that's fucked up.
It's kind of fucked up, dude.
It's really fucked up.
It's fucked up. The legal fees were $500-something thousand, and what the fuck? I'm fighting. Honestly, honestly, Cole Cabana has every right to be pissed at CM Punk because he took a hit for you.
Yo, but here comes the bigger issue, right? He's gonna go to court now, and unless this shit winds up on the People's Court, it's gonna cost even more money. So now you're talking about the legal fees of another trial that Punk will have to absorb. So my question is, how much did Punk spend on that first trial? How much is he gonna spend on this trial? We're gonna have Punk back in WWE at this case.
No, on the first trial was $526,000 or something like that.
Oh,
I read,
shit.
and then half of that he paid, and the other half, which was like $274,000 or something like that, he left to Cole Cabana to pay. After telling Cole, I'm gonna take care of the entire legal fees.
That's screwed up. You know what though?
I hope it's not. I hope it's just people stirring shit up. I wouldn't want them to break their friendship to end because of some money.
And honestly, looking at it, Colt seems like a really good guy, and Punk was my favorite wrestler when he was in WWE. I always liked Punk, but he does kind of seem like an abrasive asshole. So in that side, who are you going to side with? You're going to side with Colt,
Yeah. Again, it could just be some publicity shit that people want to stir up. You haven't heard anything from either parties.
Yep.
So, I would say, who knows, man?
Yeah, I agree.
I would say, who knows? It could be anything. I saw it on one of those wrestling websites, so it could be, Dave Meltzer writing bullshit.
Yeah. Dave Meltzer, did you see his post the other day? This guy, I don't know what it is, but all of a sudden everybody's saying that I look like John Cena. Really, dude?
Come on, Dave.
Why would you even post that? This is the guy who takes 5-star scales and makes 8 stars. Yeah, I get it. It's a good match, but you don't need to keep scaling up.
Fuck it. That guy's an idiot, dude. I hate that guy so much.
Yeah, me too. I'm not a fan of Dave Meltzer one bit, and I put no credence in his rating system. So now the next thing is, obviously, we talk SummerSlam. Let's talk about the piece of WWE that that I'm excited about. Sorry, buddy. NXT Brooklyn. Right?
Yes.
So
I hate you because you're going, because I would love to have gone to NXT. Well, actually, there's a NXT show here in November, so I'm going to that shit.
Yo, I think
$50.
I think this is one of the best cards that they've laid out.
50 fucking bucks, dude, to sit front row.
That's amazing.
Floor 3 or something like that. I don't remember what floor it was.
That's amazing. No, bro, I'm being honest with you.
I'm actually excited
you
because
should
I get
be.
to see NXT. I haven't been to. I don't I see NXT. I watch NXT and stuff, but I haven't seen NXT like that because
You should be. You should be damn excited.
I love NXT. I love it.
So, but now for Brooklyn, which keep a sign out, keep an eye out for me. I'm gonna put that Elite and NYC sign up so that we can get a little people over to our channel. In terms of the card itself, man, I was looking at it yesterday. The card is in beast mode. Have you seen it? The full card?
No, I haven't seen it.
All right, so I'm gonna run it down for you, and then we'll talk about the matches. It was supposed to be a triple threat between Gargano, Black, and Ciampa.
Yeah, Black. I know Black got injured in the parking lot, whatever.
No, do you know how he really got hurt?
No.
A low blow from Ciampa tore his groin. I swear. Can you make this shit up or make this guy even a worse heel? It's fantastic. Sorry, Alistair. I like you, dude, but honestly, I might catch some shit for this.
It's Ciampa's time right now, dude. That kid is awesome.
You know what's funny? Gargano liked a post I did before. I'm a big Johnny guy. You know that. I love Johnny Gargano.
I love Johnny Gargano.
So I called Ciampa. I said, Johnny, don't worry, buddy. It's time for you to take the belt back. He calls himself a Sicilian psychopath. He's more like a Sicilian sissy. He gives Italians a bad name. Gargano like that one. But you got Gargano versus Ciampa, which I think, honestly, is where Gargano's going to take the title. I think their time in NXT has to come to an end soon. It's been, a hell of a run. They've been there for like 4 years, but those guys need to
I don't think they should go to Raw. Not yet.
No, they'll go to SmackDown. I think both of them
They
will
should
go to
both
SmackDown.
go to SmackDown. They should both. They're not going to headline right away, but you might want to put them in that picture.
Well, and think about
Indies with the fire. Listen, that guy's lava right now.
Well, and here's the thing: if Gargano takes the championship from him now, right? Then they have I don't know where the takeover is, but they have their rematch at the takeover right before Royal Rumble, right? Then Black will get called up in between. Then he'll probably go to Raw Black. And then after Royal Rumble, they'll have the road to WrestleMania. Maybe they'll have one more match to do like a, end of feud thing at like the takeover WrestleMania. And then they'll make their debuts on the main roster. I think that's a good timeline. I think they can put some other stuff in there. Gargano defends against the person while Ciampa maybe fights Black, whatever.
What I should have... Listen, my thinking is this. They need to keep these wrestlers on NXT because if they want to make NXT a featured product on Fox Sports, they're going to want to give them something good.
Well, here's the thing.
You're not always going to have these superstars coming from Raw and SmackDown to NXT. You understand what I'm saying?
You know who is going to be, and you're going to crack up. Do you know who's going to take the title from Gargano? Think about it. You had Black as a face. Ciampa takes the title. They follow a very formulaic approach. Triple H is actually really smart. So you had Drew McIntyre, right? Then you had Almas. Black, which is a heel taking it, a face taking a heel. Then from Almas you had Black, which is a face taking it from a heel. Then you had Ciampa taking it from Black. Then you're going to have Gargano taking it from Ciampa. And then finally, you're going to have Cole drop the North American title to Ricochet at TakeOver Brooklyn. And the next champion after Johnny Gargano will be Adam Cole, baby. It's happening. It's gonna happen. There's no doubt. They want him to be the face of that brand. So the Gargano-Ciampa feud will end itself up, and then Adam Cole's taking the title.
I hear a lot of praises from Adam Cole. I saw him in his stint in Ring of Honor. I haven't seen much of him. I mean, I have seen a lot of his matches, but not like NXT matches. The only one I've seen on NXT TV was when he won that North American title, whatever.
Here's the thing about Adam Cole.
That guy is awesome, dude.
Here's the thing about Adam Cole. Adam Cole isn't the best worker. He's good in the ring. He's like a Cody type of guy, right? Where, if you're talking about his in-ring work, you're talking about an 8 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10, right?
Okay.
But dude's got so much damn charisma. He's still got the ability to put on a good match. Don't get me wrong. He can put on a fantastic match. But he's got so much charisma that you look at him and you see superstar. And that's really what it has to do. And I like that they gave him Undisputed Era as a faction. I think when Cole gets called up, Undisputed Era should go with him. Red Dragon is fantastic. I like that they threw in Roddy Strong. When they go to the main roster, it could be a situation where Roddy's vying for the IC title and Cole's for the heavyweight, and then Red Dragon's got the tag team belt. So I think Undisputed Era is structured perfectly.
Yeah, but then this is the thing that pisses me off, right? That they fucking venture everyone off, and I hate that when they bring factions over, and the only faction that they have played great is Sanity.
Yep. Well, they're not
even pushing them that hard.
That's what I'm saying. They're killing that on the main roster right now. Why did they take Nikki Cross away?
Like, what the fuck, dude?
Why did they take Nikki Cross away? What? When they get to the main roster, a female's not allowed in a faction? Like, what the hell was that about? So, that's a good segue, too. So, after you've got this amazing... There's nothing more that can be said about Ciampa Gargano. The two guys have unbelievable chemistry. It's an amazing story. It spans Candice LeRae, who I love, by the way. Not only do I love Johnny Gargano, I love his wife. An amazing feud. The next feud on the card that I will be seeing is going to be Adam Cole versus Ricochet. Now, Ricochet is whole otherworldly when it comes to his in-ring work. I think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you want to give your mid-card title to your best worker, so it does make sense to me that Ricochet takes it. Plus, Triple H is a believer in that formulaic approach, so it is almost a thing where the North American title will be the stepping stone to the NXT title, right? Like the IC was supposed to be to the heavyweight, but they've screwed that up. So I think what you're going to see is definitely Ricochet beating Adam Cole.
Okay.
It may not be this one, it may be the next one, but Ricochet's definitely getting that strap next. And I think it's going to be an incredible match because you're as good as the person you work with. Cole is a good worker. Ricochet's a great worker. It's going to be a fantastic match. Also on the card, speaking of Undisputed Era, is Mustache Mountain, who is hilarious, versus Roddy Strong and Kyle O'Reilly.
Mustache Mountain are the two guys that they fought last time, right?
Trent Seven and Tyler Bate.
Wait, Trent Seven?
Yeah, that's his name, right?
No, isn't Trent Seven in Ring of Honor?
I might be messing it up. I know his name's Trent. Yeah.
No, Trent Seven isn't he part of that Best Friends or whatever the fuck it's called?
No, that's Trent Beretta, dude.
Okay. Yeah, that name, Trent Beretta.
Yeah. Look.
Okay.
So he's part of Mustache Mountain. So they're going for the title. I honestly don't see Undisputed Era losing all of their titles in one shot. I think that Cole will lose North American. I think that Undisputed Era hangs on to the tag team titles. That's my prediction. You agree?
I agree. And you know what I would like to see WWE incorporate more? Or maybe steal a page of Ring of Honor's or NJPW's book? Is that three-man tag titles. I would like to see that.
Yeah, I would love for WWE to institute.
I would like to see that because you have the Undisputed Era, you have Sanity, you have
New Day.
The New Day. You could do something with the Bullet Club again. I mean
you could have AJ. You could have AJ Anderson and Gallows do it. You could have. You could add another person to Ziggler and Dolph and let them go for it. I mean, it even revived people because if you look at it, the addiction in Ring of Honor was getting kind of stale. And then they added Scorpio Sky and SoCal Uncensored is awesome. So,
SCU.
Right? Dude, did you see I got the shirt? This is the worst town I've ever been in.
Yeah, I saw that. I want the
SCF and U.
SCF and U.
Yep. I still have to put that video up I made where I was in California and did This Is the Worst Town I've Ever Been In. I filmed it. I got to do that. So also up on the docket now, the next is the Women's Championship, and you've got Shayna Baszler, who I think has been a beast of a champion. She's been magnificent, going up against the Pirate Princess Kairi Sane. You know, the women's division took a lot of hit when they graduated all the horsewomen, and then graduated Ember Moon, and then graduated Asuka.
Wait, so the four horsewomen, this is a real thing.
What do you mean?
They're all in wrestling?
Yeah, all four of the MMA horsewomen have signed with WWE, correct?
Because I've only seen
Baszler and Rousey. The other two are in the Performance Center. One of them is Roddy Strong's wife.
Okay.
So all four of them are there, and I think that's going to lead up to WrestleMania. And at WrestleMania, you're going to see the four horsewomen of NXT versus the four horsewomen of WWE. I think that's going to happen.
Yeah, but which would be the four from NXT?
The four from NXT are Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte, and Becky. They call themselves the four horsewomen.
No, but Rousey's teams calls herself the four horsewomen.
That's why it was the four horsewomen of WWE versus the four horsewomen of NXT. That's the whole deal they're going with.
Okay, I gotcha.
And then the other match on the card for NXT Brooklyn is EC3 versus Velveteen Dream. It's an interesting one, right?
Yeah, I don't know what to expect from it, though.
I like EC3. He's not the greatest in the ring. He's decent. He's not like a high spots guy. He's more of like a conventional, like Bobby Roode type of wrestler.
You know who he reminds me of? Like a fucking Chris Masters.
if you watch DC3 and TNA, he's got more charisma in his pinky than Chris Masters had in his whole body. So he's got what it takes to be a professional wrestler as long as they make him a beastly heel, which NXT hasn't done yet, but they will.
Well, sounds like you got some heat with fucking Chris Masters.
It's not that I have heat with Chris Masters, dude, but it's like the guy came out and his whole gimmick was a full Nelson. Like, really? I mean, that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's not, I don't have heat on the guy. I wish him already the best. This is a segue, but it's a really funny story for you. So, do you remember Muhammad Hassan?
Yes.
And Arya Davari? Okay. So at the time Hassan and Davari came out, like I actually thought, like not that the guy was a terrorist because that would be terrible profile, but I thought he would at least be of Muslim descent. So I go to one of the local events at my at my local bingo hall, at Fun Station USA, which is like a gaming center for kids where they also have wrestling events in the basketball court.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
And Hassan and Davari are there. So I walk up to him, and first off, no one wanted their autograph. So it was an event where there were like 40 people, and like Velvet Sky was there, and Mean Gene Okerlund, Jimmy Hart, like there were some amazing people there. And it's almost like Cheeseburger at an ROH event. The guy's sitting there like, someone buy my autograph, please. So he offered me his autograph and Davari's autograph for $5. Everybody else was getting $30. The other guy that was doing that was Manu from Legacy. He was like, dude, you don't want me? I'm part of the Samoan dynasty. I was like, bro, you were on TV for a total of 25 seconds. But anyway, I walk up to, and now he's Alpha Jr. in ROH. But I walk up to Muhammad Hassan, and I'm talking to him, and like, dude is Italian, okay?
Yeah, he's Italian.
He's an Italian guy. He's now a math teacher.
He was always a math teacher. Somewhere
in New Jersey, and it's like, I'm like, damn, man, you guys are the worst with giving out gimmicks in the entire world. Like,
no, he was a.
It was a good gimmick. He was good.
He was fucking awesome fucking heat, dude.
Yeah.
They just mismanaged that poorly, man. They played it too much into they racially profiled it too much.
You know what's funny?
It was too much.
WWE is so PC about. CM Punk said it best. He was like, you want to talk about bullying? Vince McMahon is the biggest, and then the microphone went off. And it's really true because, they take away cursing, they take away blood, they take away, the women dressing provocatively because that's not PC. And yet then you get these, like, really, really insensitive gimmicks, like when, what do you call it? Who was it that was calling Shinsuke Nakamura ugly? Wasn't it Sami Zayn?
Sami Zayn, and I think it was Sami Zayn or Randy Orton, one of the two.
No, I think it was Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were calling him ugly. They just kept showing the picture of his face, and like, I mean, so insensitive, so ridiculous, and that's not bullying. So I mean, ridiculous. All right, so that is NXT Brooklyn. That is the card. I think it's going to be a hell of a pay-per-view.
What's your overall rating of NXT Brooklyn?
If we're gonna wait, are we using
how many stars?
Are we using a normal system, or are we using Dave Meltzer's ridiculous nonsense of stars?
No, normal. 5 out of.
I would. 5
out of 5 or 1
so
out of 5.
if Black was
5 stars.
If Black was in the main event with Gargano and Ciampa, because the story they told, I probably would give it a full 5 stars. I'm gonna go 4 and I'm gonna go 4.5 now. I think the weakness of the card is that the Gargano story with Black can't continue, and also just there's nothing really exciting to me about Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane. I like Kairi Sane. I like Shayna Baszler. They wrestled a hell of a match at the Mae Young Classic, so maybe I'm gonna be proved wrong, but I just don't feel like. I feel like they've been handling the whole women's division in NXT very lackluster.
There's a couple of I don't know what the fuck is up with that NXT women's roster, but nonetheless, I'll give NXT Brooklyn I'll give them a 4.
4?
Just because I'll give them a 4 just because NXT seems to wow me on every pay-per-view.
Yep, they have to do better. It's crazy.
It's like oh my god, and it's awesome. I would say that women's match is whatever to me, and I have to say that EC3 and Velveteen Dream have to put up. They have to give us something to say mind blowing. To say, Jesus Christ, what the fuck did I just see?
Well, and here's the thing.
It can't be a sleeper match.
Remember, Velveteen put on an amazing match with Chris Hero. Not that I have anything wrong.
And Ricochet, too.
And Ricochet. Well, that I kind of expected. They were both magnificent. But, like, I'm talking if you're going to go, like, the conventional worker with a guy like Velveteen, who's more of a high spots, high impact type of guy. Which, by the way, I've liked Patrick Clark since he was on that show NXT. So I'm excited to see him developing like this. But I think that Velveteen will put on a show. I think EC3 will play into it very well. I think they'll develop a match that... I think this is the match that makes EC3 and NXT. You know, Velveteen... The problem is here, Velveteen's going to eat the loss. And Velveteen keeps eating the loss.
I don't know. There's something about EC3 that I don't see. I don't see it yet. I can't. Even when he was in WWE before, I couldn't see it.
No, it's Bateman. He sucked.
I couldn't find it.
In Bateman, he sucked. But I will tell you to go watch some old TNA matches. The ones.
No, his TNA stuff was awesome.
So I think that's what you got to look at.
He reminds me of a Big Papa Pump character, or gimmick.
Yeah. Well, I would almost kind of say that he's more of like a original Hunter Hearst Helmsley, but more jacked. That rich, pompous character. Obviously, that blue blood that comes from family money.
He doesn't have that skill, though.
And Bret Hart has said this, and it's true. Triple H really doesn't have that much skill.
Yeah, but he can have an amazing match.
He had an amazing career, and he could put on an amazing match, absolutely. But he needed gimmicks. He needed props. He needed... You know, you never really watched a Triple H match that was just a straight-up match and walked away from it like, holy shit. It was more like whoever he was wrestling did awesome. Like Shawn, and he was good. He's a part of that. Don't get me wrong. But I think Triple H might be one of the most overrated wrestlers of all time.
I can see that.
It's good to bang the boss's daughter, you know. That's one way to get an awesome career.
But the guy, he's
no, he earned it. He's really smart. He's cerebral. That perfect word, right? Cerebral assassin. He is.
That's right.
Okay, so man, the reason you want
I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4.
It's solid. I think we're somewhere in between. I think that it's going to be a good show either way, and I will send you pictures. And guys, if you want, you could tell me in the comments below. I'm happy to do some live streaming on the YouTube channel while I'm at the event so you could hear the crazy shit that WWE is muting out. But, you know, keep an eye on the channel during NXT, and I'll film a message. I'll give you some commentary during, and we'll throw some videos up that way. Maybe it'll be on Instagram. If you are seeing this video and you follow us on Twitter and you follow me on Twitter and you see my T-shirt of the day stuff, you should also be following Dave. Ooh, I'm pointing right there. You should also be following Dave. If you aren't following Dave, do it. And also follow us on Instagram. We have a current promotion going on for a Cody Rhodes autograph. I'm going to be doing a live drawing of that over the next couple weeks. Dave's got some awesome stuff he wants to auction off as well. So, keep an eye on the channel. But the reason Dave wanted to have this conversation this week has now gone to the very end of the conversation because I think it deserves the most time.
I feel you.
I cannot believe that Ring of Honor and New Japan have sold out Madison Square Garden.
In 30 minutes.
Now, Dave, did you know that I was actually in Madison Square Garden this week?
Really?
So, guys, I know I wear all wrestling stuff and talk a lot of wrestling. I actually do have a job.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
Well, dude, that's why we get along so well. We're addicted to wrestling merch and love talking about it for hours. But I actually do. I do have a fun 9 to 5. I love my job. I gotta stop calling it 9 to 5 because that's not the world anymore. But I love my job. My job actually put me in Madison Square Garden this week. meeting with a bunch of the executives at the company, talking about what I do for a living. I felt like a 5-year-old kid in a candy store. It was like I literally the first thing I said to the person there was, "You have no idea that this is home." Like I'm in Madison Square Garden. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Rangers fan. This is home. So now and then I mentioned to them the G1, which obviously, another thing you guys don't know, the laptop that I filmed this on has a giant Elite sticker on the back of it, and I'm bold enough that I actually bring that to business meetings with me. So they see we rule the world right on the back. It's amazing. That being said,
you gotta. At least you got shit. I'm from New York, and I've never been to Madison Square Garden.
Really?
I've never been.
Dude, well, you got to come up to New York, and we'll go to something at the Garden. We'll go to a Knicks game or something. You would love it. Are you a Knicks fan?
I haven't been. I've never been to the Garden, and I'm a Yankees fan, and I've never been to the old Yankee Stadium.
Sorry, I'm trying to keep my e-cigarette off the camera because I don't want to get flagged by YouTube as bad material. So if you guys see me going like this, you know why now. So no, dude, you gotta go next time. When you come to New York to visit family, tell me. We'll go to a Knicks game, or maybe we'll go to a wrestling event at the Garden or something. But it is so.
I don't think I'll be visiting any family up there anytime soon. I'll go visit you. And listen, we'll go do some shit around New York and have our kids and our wife meet. And
I love it. I love it. I'm down. Or we could do it in Miami because it's a much nicer place. But
whenever you're down here, just let me know.
Well, I got family there, you know that. So have you been watching All Us and Being the Elite? Which Being the Elite,
I haven't watched All Us. What is this? All Us? What is this thing?
So All Us is Cody's channel on YouTube, and it's the in-between. The best way to explain it is it's the in-between between the NWA's show. I forget what they're calling it, what the NWA... I think the NWA show is called 10 Pounds of Gold. That's the name of their episode. And then Being the Elite. So All Us is basically a documentary of the making of All In. And you should watch it. It's where the whole Nightmare Family thing derived. Which, by the way, I might be Bullet Club for life, but I'm Nightmare Family, bro. You see my sneakers. That's me. Like, I'm a Cody guy to the T. You know that. So
I'm a Bucks guy.
Dude, yeah, I love the Bucks. I mean,
especially for what they did for my son. They have a special place in my heart.
Of course, and I think in my priority list it goes Cody and the Bucks, and then Kenny chills right beneath that. I love Kenny Omega. I think he's fantastic. He's the best wrestler in the world. But I like Cody for other reasons. Did you see what?
Yeah, Cody too, man. He's fucking awesome.
Oh my God. Okay. You are never going to believe this. So I have had a very long battle with the guy that has won StarCast, that runs the StarCast social media channel, because he didn't send me a free t-shirt. Well, I just won an autographed Cody Rhodes Funko Pop.
Fucking hate you, Charlie.
Bro, what the hell? I am like so pumped right now. Okay, I'm going to... StarCast, dude, I'm sliding into your DMs in a minute. Look, no joke.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Why couldn't
I get that?
Well, dude, you had to see what I tweeted at the guy. I said, I'm like, I hate that I'm doing this again because I feel like I'm fighting a losing battle, but fuck it, I'm all in.
Did you see what I posted about my son?
No, what'd you post?
So look at this picture.
Oh, that is so awesome. It's got Mario and Luigi going.
Alright, so I said Bradley with his new Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson figures. I wonder which one is Nick.
Well, actually, you could find out. Do you want to know how? The Bucks have a Mario and Luigi t-shirt. You know that?
Which one is Nick?
Oh, I don't know. Dude, check out ProWrestlingTees.com. Shameless plug. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com. We need to start our own t-shirt line. I think that'd be dope too.
Which one is Nick? They have it all over the Yeet.
It's Luigi, right? Matt's Mario? Yeah. But you should get that shirt. You should buy that shirt for him, bro. They have it. Buy it in small. So let's go.
I gotta like this. Once I'm done with all this shit here. But another thing I didn't get to mention earlier when we were talking about the prizes for the channel. So I don't know how many followers we have right now on the YouTube channel.
About 10. I'd like a lot more.
So if we get to the, what do you say, 2,500?
Yeah.
5,000?
Yeah, let's do 5,000.
5,000. Give me 1 second. I got something special for you. Hold on.
And guys, while he's doing that, please forgive me. I'm going to send my shipping information to the StarCast guy. StarCast social media guy. All beef is squashed. I love you. Seriously. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. So Dave is willing to hand off this beautiful piece of artwork signed by all of the members of the Elite. It will go to the 5,000th subscriber to the channel.
I am willing to give this out to our 5,000. If we reach 5,000 subscribers, it's a sign. The only person we're missing off of here is Kenny Omega. But yeah, you are the 4,999 is not gonna win. 5,000, you'll get this baby right here.
I love it, buddy.
No. Not the 5,000 follower, but we'll once we reach 5,000, we'll do a raffle, we'll do something, a video or something, whatever. Maybe the best wrestling promo, and we'll throw this baby out there for the winner.
I love it, buddy. I love it. When we hit 5,000, I am going to be incredibly excited, and Dave is willing to hand that off. Dave, I'm going to hand you the microphone for 1 second, buddy.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, kids, follow us, give us a share, give us a like. Let us know what you don't like, what you do like. Let us know the negatives and the positives. Let us know what we need to work on, what we don't need to work on. What would you like to see? What would you like for us to discuss? What would you like for us to talk about? What would you like for us to bury? Just let us know.
Yeah, always. And we want to be engaged, like Dave and I have already talked about. Like, we're willing to open up the conversation to many more people. So we'd love, let's throw this out there too. The first 10 people to comment on this video will be invited to the next conversation. And we'll have one giant round table. It'll be the wrestling round table after SummerSlam. We'll do that.
Let's do that.
All right.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So
next recording, we'll do that.
Now,
I love that idea.
It's fun. Let's get everybody involved. We're the IWC, right? Everybody calls us Marks. We're not Marks. We just love what we watch. Now, Here comes the next piece of the business. So, in All Us, and guys, I'm sorry for that little break. I'm sure you guys understand that if you won a Cody Rhodes thing, you would have slid off to the side for a second too. I can't believe
you lucky bastard.
I'm winning like the wrestling lottery these past 2 weeks.
Son of a bitch.
So, just throwing this out there. Cody said in there, if you think about it, All In has done something for the wrestling business that is truly phenomenal. If All In doesn't happen, ROH and New Japan don't go to Madison Square Garden. They saw that 10,000 seats were sold out in 30 minutes, and they said to themselves, I think the time is ripe for us to jump into the marketplace. Right? I think the time is ripe. I think it's time to grab market share from WWE. Here comes the day that independent wrestling promotions have been waiting for. And we talked about this in the last video, but it's something that we really need to point out very heavily, okay?
Okay.
If you look at what All In has done to the wrestling business, it has put the talent in control, right? It has made them carve their own destiny, and now all of the independent wrestling companies are putting themselves together. You have Impact Wrestling, who is literally dude, if you think the Bullet Club and the Elite are the hottest faction in the world right now, there's one coming up their tail. I watched a post the other day where someone wrote, who is the hottest faction in the world right now? The overwhelming majority said OVE. Are you familiar with OVE? Ohio versus everyone. Sami Callihan and the Chris brothers. They're on Impact Wrestling. The feuds that they've had with Penta and Phoenix, out of this world. I'm telling you, you have to start watching Impact again. But they're taking guys like them. They're taking guys from Ring of Honor like Cody and the Bucks. They're taking guys from New Japan like Tetsuya Naito and the rest of LIJ and, all of the guys like Zack Sabre Jr. and those type of guys. And by putting them all together, they're creating a talent pool that is strong enough to compete with WWE. Now, you've got guys like Cuban playing in the space. You've got New Japan themselves. You've got ROH. And all of these guys are also coming together and pooling their resources and bringing back the NWA World title. At the time, seemed stupid. When it first happened, I was like, why would Billy Corgan buy 3 letters? But basically, he's created a title that can be defended within any promotion, right? So now, let's say Cody wins at All In, which I happen to think he will. Because how are you not going to give the title to the son of the American Dream, a guy that made the NWA title valuable, right? As much as I like Nick Aldis, and I think Magnus was awesome in TNA, and Nick Aldis is a throwback wrestler, and he's awesome, Cody's going to be able to, they say, what is it? The title doesn't make the man makes the title.
True.
If you put that belt on Cody, Cody now takes the NWA title. He stays with them filming for the 10 Pounds of Gold series, which will bring an amazing amount of viewers to the 10 Pound of Gold series, way more than Aldis does. And then what will happen is he'll defend it in New Japan. He'll defend it in England. In the States, he'll defend it in Ring of Honor. Maybe they'll let him wrestle at some local indie events to defend it as well. And they're going to bring credibility back to that belt. And it will be the one belt that truly is the world championship because it's defended everywhere, right? So I'm thinking, or my thought process is, Cody Rhodes is about to become as big, if not bigger, than his father. And that's a bold statement because Dusty Rhodes in the 70s, 60s was just phenomenal. And look, I'm a Cody mark. I'll be the first person to tell you he's my favorite wrestler. Like, I'm not saying this from a point of he's my favorite wrestler. I'm saying this from a point of if you look at the wrestling business and the way that it's trending, who's the best wrestler in the world? It's Kenny Omega. It's AJ Styles. It's Seth Rollins. Those are the best in-ring workers. But Cody has done something that none of them can. Cody was the one, if you look at his moves, right? Move number 1, leave WWE because he didn't like his gimmick. Rule number 2, join Bullet Club. 3, travel around the country wrestling for all independent promotions while appearing on TV simultaneously for Ring of Honor, TNA, and New Japan Pro Wrestling, right? You remember that little phase there, right? So Cody does all of that shit. Then, not only does he do all that, he creates a segment where he creates this rift in the Bullet Club, and it creates an amazing storyline, which is executed across not only Ring of Honor, but New Japan, and being the Elite, and now in these other series, right? So people want to say that who is responsible for all of this? The Young Bucks have a huge part in it. Kenny has a huge part in it. But the notoriety came from Cody Rhodes.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Cody Rhodes has officially changed the wrestling industry completely. And
no, completely. I gained notoriety of the Bullet Club shortly right before Cody signed with New Japan and them.
Me too.
And he became Bullet Club. And I was like, holy shit, what is this faction? What is this fucking Bullet Club I keep hearing of? And later do I know it's fucking Cody Rhodes and the rest of the gang taking over.
Yep.
And I was like, man, I love this team so much. I don't think I could get over it. And I got a Bullet Club fever and I started buying all Bullet Club shit.
Yeah, dude. I mean, at this point, I was, I told you I organized my t-shirt drawer the other day. And it literally, like, I used to buy wrestling t-shirts maybe once every few months. But now I feel like every time I see a cool t-shirt, I have to buy it because I'm supporting them in a sense. And like... And then I have all the crate shit too. So I look through my drawers and literally my longest, deepest drawer is all Bullet Club. Any other faction in wrestling, I have maybe 4 to 5. I think the t-shirts I have the most of are Cody, Daniel Bryan, and CM Punk, and who's the other one? Cody, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins. I have about 8 Seth Rollins t-shirts. But when I look at my Bullet Club collection holistically, like, it has become really intense.
Dude, you don't even understand. Like, in my closet, I have a section. Like, all right, so this is the section of WWE. Can you see?
Yeah.
Section of WWE, and then this is the section of
It's
Bullet Club
insane.
indie wrestling.
Because is part of it because you feel like you're actually, when you buy a shirt, it's going to support them and help them do what they keep doing. Like, that's part of the reason I do it. Also, I'm addicted to it. It's I get like an enjoyment out of having.
No, and I get like, yo, I like that shirt. Like, anytime I wear, like, for example, I wore this when I went to Dominican Republic, and people were like, yo, I like your shirt, and they didn't even know what it was.
How many of these do you get? How many of these? How many of these do you get when you wear it? All the time. I get it. I literally complete strangers.
The other day, I saw a girl walking. We were at one of these shopping malls, whatever. There was a girl walking that had a Villain Club shirt with the gold mask.
Yep, I got that one.
And I don't even think, I have that one too. I don't think she knew what she was wearing. And I looked at her, and I was about to give her a too sweet, but then I was like, I don't think she knows.
I was online at the grocery store, and the guy ringing me up was like, bro, that is a sick shirt. I'm like, I was wearing the Cody 2021, where the president one. He's like, where did you get that? I'm like, bro, go to Hot Topic. They got the whole line. He's like, I love the Bullet Club. They're the most amazing thing ever. And, like, you don't hear that from WWE. Like, if I wear one of my WWE shirts, the only person I get a reaction from is Seth Rollins. Outside of that, I don't, like, you had to see the look on people's faces when I was wearing my Nightmare Family kicks the other day. People were just like, whoa! And it's because everybody loves these guys, man. Everybody loves these guys.
I need to order me a pair of those.
Oh, dude, you better do it quick because they're, they only make a certain number and then they cancel it. So be careful, because I went to go back after I got the Cody ones. I went to go get the Bucks ones because they have the Killing the Business sneakers, and they don't make them anymore.
I have a Killing the Business t-shirt.
Me too. Just be prepared, okay? If you're ordering the shoes, it takes 4 weeks. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. So, it's monumental. It's amazing. Everything that they're doing is great. Do you have any thoughts specifically on, the whole Madison Square Garden thing?
None. Well, my thoughts on it is that it's great. It's great for fucking wrestling. And you can finally see that change in wrestling that is coming. Like, it's not like these are just independent, wrestling companies anymore. No, they're they're the new thing in town, dude.
Yep. I'm
dead serious, and listen, I hope, obviously WWE is not going to go out of business anytime soon, but they're giving WWE a run for their money, dude.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
They're gonna give WWE a run for their money, and WWE, if they sleep on it, they're gonna be taken by a storm.
100% agree, buddy. And here's the thing that's really crazy. If you look at WWE versus now what's this outside market, Vince McMahon's going to start to feel the heat soon, and that's why I said he's going to go after Kenny Omega and the Bucks, because Vince McMahon wants to quell any competition while he can, so he's going to try to steal the best parts of Ring of Honor New Japan. He's going to try to get Cody back.
He's going to try, but
okay,
I don't see those guys going there. Not now.
So. I wanted to go over.
So much money to be made.
I want to go over one more thing with you before we go. Did you see that they dropped the most of the card for All In?
Yeah, I seen the card. I also saw on I think it was Cody's Instagram or Twitter account. He posted a picture of like the walkway. Mm-hmm. And with the Titantron and all that shit.
Yeah. Oh, they've got... No, I didn't see it. They've got the design built already?
Yeah. It's on his Instagram or on his Twitter. I don't remember where I saw it.
I'll check it out after. Can you send me the link?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Man, dude, it looks fucking sick.
Let's go over the card. I mean, why not? We've already done NXT. Yeah. We've done Summerslam. This has been an awesome long conversation covering the summer. It's great. So, leading off the card, the main event, Nick Aldis, Cody Rhodes. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts. I want to see Cody go over.
Yep.
Carry his father's tradition.
Yep.
And like I said, he's a great heel. He's a great worker. There's nothing much left for Cody Rhodes to do.
Yep, I think he needs the title.
In the wrestling, I don't see anything else for him to do in the wrestling world right now.
I think he needs the title too. I think it's going to be a good storytelling match. Did you see Flip Gordon versus Nick Aldis? Did you watch that match?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be that type of match. It's not going to be like crazy high spots, but I think there's going to be a lot of drama. I think you're going to see an amazing story told between two men. I think, Brandy's going to be an element. I think you're going to really see a fantastic match, and it's going to end with two men shaking hands. And Aldis holding up Cody's arm.
Good question. I believe that. I know Cody's going to take the title, but let's say, and this is a segue to another one of the matches. Let's say that Cody enters this battle royal.
Mm-hmm.
So for the ROH heavyweight title shot.
That'd be pretty interesting.
That would be fucking amazing for him to win the title that night and then go up against ROH's champion, which is Jay Lethal, versus the NWA champion. That's another scenario you want to think about.
That would probably be one of the most amazing nights in wrestling history. The only night I could compare it to is Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30. Winning both matches. That's the only thing. I didn't even think of that. They didn't announce more than 4 of the contestants, and there's got to be a reason for that.
There's about 15, I think.
There's 15, but it's going to. Did you see that it's on a TV network?
Oh yeah. I already ordered all day. I'm not going to it.
I'm ordering it too, 100%. We should watch it.
If you're gonna be in Florida, come down here. Let's watch it together,
dude. Or we could do it here and watch it together and do our live commentary as we're watching the event.
Oh, we could do that. Yeah,
that'd be
I'm
dope.
Down with that.
Okay. So I think that's the most amazing idea I've ever heard. I don't know why that never crossed my mind as something remotely possible. But if he pulls that off and wins the ROH, and ridiculous. You know who they haven't announced?
It would be great. It would be great to see Flip. Oh, fuck. It would be great because, remember, this is like a pre-show. That Battle Royal is going to be like a pre-show thing.
Yeah,
so
but they said... Cody said, don't look at it as a pre-show. Look at it as a part of All In. That's just being broadcast so that the world can see it.
But it's technically a pre-show.
Now...
So... Technically, let's say that Cody doesn't join this Battle Royal, and he has Flip join the Battle Royal, or Flip says, Cody, I want to join the Battle Royal if you give me a spot in All In. If I happen to win, I'll give you my championship title shot.
Oh.
That'll be good, too.
Dude, that's some genius booking right there. I actually had a different idea for Flip, and you're going to laugh. Okay, so the next match on this card is... the Golden Elite, which is Coda, Matt, and Nick Jackson, versus Rey Mysterio, Phoenix, and Bandito. Okay, I don't know who Bandito is immediately. He's probably big.
Know who he is.
Could you imagine if it's Flip? Like he pulls the mask. Whoops, nice. He pulls the mask off, and it's Flip Gordon.
That'd be great.
That would be another great way of getting, because Flip is gonna be at this event. It's not going to happen where he's not at the event. It can't. There's been too much going on. It can't happen.
Yeah.
So he's going to be there. I know he's got the all-out party or whatever the case may be, but Flip's going to be there. Next match. Oh, so what do you think of that match? The Golden Elite versus Mysterio Phoenix. I think that's the show stealer.
I think that should be midway or maybe...
That starts... I think
it shouldn't be too close to the main event.
I honestly think it should be the match that opens, the one that's going to get the crowd excited. I also feel that
you don't want to put Nick Jackson and Rey Mysterio And he Bushi out so early, though. You know what I mean?
You know what, though? Think about it. Cody goes on at the end. Matt, Nick, and Cody.
But let's have. Well, who's Kenny? Is Kenny having a match?
That they haven't announced if Kenny's making the match yet.
So that's another thing that you have to wait. You don't want to push your best talent in the front and have this. You don't want to have this awesome beginning match, the slow turn.
Well,
and the awesome main event.
Well, remember you have a lot of other matches in there too that are really interesting, right? So, like for argument's sake, if the Golden Elite open up the show, now you have Matt and Nick in the back producing while Cody's getting ready for his match at the end, which is one of the reasons why I think it should go first. But it's not like the other matches aren't good. You have Kazuchika Okada versus Marty Scurll. That's going to be a technical clinic. Okada's going over.
I would like to see that open.
That would be a good match to open to. That would.
I think that match should open, and Cody, the Golden Elite versus Mysterio, Penta, and Bandito should be third or fourth match.
I like it. I like that too.
Third or fourth match. They have Marty open up.
What do you think? How do you think Marty's going to do against Okada?
He's a heavyweight. Damn it.
Well, no, I think it's going to be a technical clinic. I think Okada's got a great style, and Marty's got that British style.
It's going to be. I mean, it's probably not going to be Kenny Okada level.
No,
but it has the potential to be a good match.
Now, next up is Joey Janela versus Hangman Page. You're not familiar with Joey Janela? Yeah,
it reminds me of Marty Jannetty.
A little bit, he does. I would think that should be closer to the end, or mid card, or right in the middle. It's
Second,
really.
I would put that in the third match. Let Hangman Page.
Hangman's going over.
Let Hangman have his fun with it. Let him.
Hangman's going over.
Now let's have a JBL match with that kid.
Yeah, agree. You want to hear the worst match on the card? You ready for it? The worst match on the card. However, it's the worst match with the best setup, and this is why I love being the Elite. Christopher Daniels versus Stephen Amell.
Fucking horrible.
It's a terrible match. I will say this. The whole story that they've built up to it, where he was trying to frame Stephen Amell for Joey Ryan's death, is brilliant. It's an amazing thing, but we're talking probably about a 10-minute match. And they're gonna let Stephen Amell go over. They're gonna let Stephen Amell go over Daniels, which is horrible. I mean,
I hope he doesn't go over.
He has to.
I hope SCU gets involved from some sort of way.
Scorpio Sky runs out. SCU.
Yeah, SCU.
Then you've got the Briscoe brothers versus Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian.
That might turn into a three-way. Listen, let me tell you something. It depends. Which of the two goes first? If the tag match happens first, you might see a 3 versus 3. But Stephen Amell and the Briscoe brothers versus Christopher Daniels and Kazarian and Sky Scorpio, right? That's his name?
Scorpio Sky, yeah. All right, I found the site with the most updated card now. So the next one, and this I'm actually really excited about. They've got a fatal 4-way women's match. I wish someone would be defending a title in it. That I'm kind of disappointed about. I think Tessa Blanchard is the champion in like 2 federations. Let her put that up.
She is awesome.
She's my favorite female wrestler in the world. Tessa Blanchard.
Isn't she Ricochet's girl, right?
Is she? I didn't know they were dating.
Tessa Blanchard. Yeah, she goes out Ricochet.
That's great. I mean, at the end of the day, I think she's the best female wrestler right now. I think she's magnificent. I love her. I wanted to buy one.
I would love to see her Charlotte versus Tessa Blanchard.
I wanted to buy her shirt, one of her shirts, when I was there, but they only had the Tessa B ain't nothing to fuck with shirt. And coming from Staten Island, I can't disrespect Wu-Tang like that. Plus, it's not a shirt I want to wear in front of my kids.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
So I think that Tessa needs to go over there. I like Britt Baker, Chelsea Green, and Madison Rayne. Madison Rayne brings that bit of a vet experience to it. Britt Baker is actually Adam Cole's girlfriend. So
Yep.
even though Adam Cole's dead, I know you know that. Even though Adam Cole's dead, his girlfriend is there. And we've got also, Chelsea Green, who has been pretty damn good over the past couple months, despite the fact
she's dating Zack Ryder, right?
Despite the fact she's dating Zack Ryder, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why she's on WWE TV.
Probably she might sign there. I think she'll wind up on. She's a great wrestler. I really like Chelsea Green.
No, she is, but it's weird because you see her everywhere on Zack Ryder's page, but then nowhere, nothing.
So you know what else is cool, by the way? In the over budget battle royal, a female is in the over budget battle royal. So you want to talk about WWE making major strides towards women empowerment? How about All In putting a female up for a potential title shot against the world champion for Ring of Honor? That is progress.
Who's in it?
Jordan Grace, her name is.
Never heard of her.
Me, I never heard of her either. But I mean, she's there. That right there says something. Also,
is she like a China-looking girl? Or
no, she looks like a normal,
Bass?
more built like Candice LeRae.
Oh, what the fuck?
And Candice LeRae's ripped. Don't get me wrong, but
No, I'm saying like built wise.
She's built
she's
more.
Small though.
Yeah, she's not a big girl. I mean, I could get if it was someone like what do you call it? Lena Faris. What's her name? The Nia Jax. Like then it would be like, all right, okay, I get it. But she's just a normal girl, and I'm actually happy about it. I think that's a cool thing.
Yeah, I would like to see intergender matches too. And
I loved the world's cutest tag team with Joey Ryan and Candice LeRae. They were awesome. I tried to get that cupcake shirt from Hot Topic. It was sold out by the time I went for it. I love those like the baseball ones, like the Raglan shirts. I use those. I sleep in those. Those are like the most comfortable pajama shirts ever. I've got a. I'll show it to you. I'll send you a pic. I got a Matt and Nick Jackson one and a Cody Rhodes one. They're amazing.
You know which one I wanted, and I forgot to tell you to get it for me. The Raglan. Cody and Flip take.
They didn't have it.
Marty and Flip take Japan.
They didn't have it. They only feature top sellers. But you know what they did have a Raglan of? The Shawn Michaels Iron Man shirt. The Iron Man with Shawn Michaels. That was like the only Raglan I saw in the store. So, talking about the Battle Royal, you've got Moose, Colt Cabana, Ethan Page, Rocky Romero, 10 others yet to be announced outside of Jordan Grace. So, you've still got a bunch of options there of people that could be in it. Now, I think you've got the Briscoes versus SCU, which we talked about. And now here's the most interesting part. Names booked, but not yet put in a match. Kenny Omega, Penta El Zero, a.k.a. Pentagon, Matt Cross, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and best friends Chucky T and Trent Beretta. Now, there's also a slew of other people that they could put in matches as well. So I'm assuming that some of those guys will go in the Battle Royal, but Kenny Omega will not. I would like to see Kenny Omega versus Pentagon. What a match that would be. Come on. That is basically the best luchador on the planet right now versus the best wrestler on the planet right now. It's luchador versus wrestler. What a match that would be.
I would also like to see Tama.
Tama won't be there. I don't know why Tom is not there.
I would love to see it though.
I'd love to see Tama there too. Tom is in a rare form right now, bro.
He's probably there, but he's probably not. They're probably not gonna say anything.
Tom is in rare form right now. Like this whole angle they're working where they're getting suspended and all this other shit. I mean, just magnificent. Tom is on fire, and I love the feud he's got going with Roman Reigns right now. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, he needs to jump ship already.
He will. I think that's gonna come. I don't know if WWE will treat him right though. I mean, the last time I saw Tonga Loa in WWE, he was riding Sin Cara out to the ring on a bicycle. So I hope that they have better foresight this time. I mean, look at the guys that WWE has let go, and then look what they've done in the Indies. It's almost like it's out of this world. I mean, when you really look at it, never mind just Tonga Loa. Like, look at they could have signed the Bucks years ago. They had Kenny Omega in house. All the guys that they bring back, like EC3 and Drew McIntyre, and like these guys are having to go somewhere else to show that they're worth it. WWE should know that they're worth it. Look at, who's another example? Brian Cage. You seen Brian Cage recently? Awesome.
No.
Start watching TNA.
The thing is, this is the shit. They don't have, you have the Brian Cages, you have the Sami Callahans, you have all these guys, but you're not going to be able to do shit with them because their character or their gimmick is more of adult-oriented things, and they want to say more adult things than they're going to get the chance to do in WWE. In WWE, you don't have a chance to say, fuck off, bitch, you know what I'm saying? Or kiss my ass or some shit like that.
You don't have a chance to be you. I mean...
Exactly. So you got to be a very... I don't even know how to explain it right now. I feel like WWE is going back to the not name gimmicks, the clown gimmicks and these character gimmicks. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying?
Vince McMahon's always going to fall back on what he knows. WWE, what did CM Punk say? He goes, I'd like to think that this company will be better when Vince McMahon's dead, but his doofus son-in-law and idiot daughter are just going to take it over. I don't think he gives Triple H enough credit for being a wrestling man. And I think that ultimately what's going to happen is Triple H will take over someday. And when he does, he'll put in what he did in NXT, what he did in 205 Live. He'll put that into the main roster, and it'll be a much better product. But until Vince McMahon steps away, he's going to keep going back to what he knows.
Yeah, I don't know, because you have Shane there, and I don't know if Shane's going to do...
Shane absolutely is out of the equation. Shane has no ownership of the company. He bought himself out years ago. He's an in-ring talent only. So the company 100% will go to Stephanie and Triple H. Again, it's good to screw the boss's daughter. So
Jesus,
Dave,
Charlie, you're going to get us some heat with Triple H.
Come on, Paul Levesque, listen, man. If you're listening to this, I mean, so far I've called you a, mediocre wrestler at best. I've told you it's good to screw the boss's daughter. I've said a bunch of things, but if there's one thing I'm going to give you credit for, it's that you know how to put on a wrestling show. So, end of the day, Paul, look, your in-ring career is probably over anyway. You show up once a year and you lose. Don't get offended by the fact they said that you're mediocre.
Get to wrestle once a year and you lose, brother.
And we've got the NWO coming back, so we have that.
I don't think that's true. Have you seen Scott Hall recently?
No, what?
Oh my God, this dude is fucking ripped, dude.
He's back to
This dude looks like Razor Ramon.
Oh,
yes, dude.
Man, that's good. I'm glad to see that.
Dude, I saw a picture. I was so fucking happy. I was like, holy shit, the bad guy is in great fucking shape.
I want his son to take back. I was thinking about this the other day. It's a segue topic, too. Why does WWE treat third-generation wrestlers so poorly?
I don't know. The only one that got away with that was fucking Randy Orton.
Orton, they treated very well, and Orton didn't even come from a great lineage. I mean, Cowboy was like a mid-carder. He wasn't, a top-of-the-card guy. But, I mean, you have Mr. Perfect Son.
Yeah, but he's not a great wrestler.
Oh, Joe Henning is fantastic. Joe Henning is the guy that they used to train The Rock when Rock was coming back. They used him to work with Brock. Joe is the guy that they send to work with anybody. Joe could be a fantastic wrestler if they let him be something other than a joke. They've made him...
I don't know. I don't know, man.
But you've got Joe Henning. You've got Bo Dallas, Bray Wyatt.
It's his gimmick. That's it.
What, Bo Dallas?
Yeah, but it's his... No, well, not Bo Dallas. Perfect Son. It's just his gimmick. He hasn't found his stride yet, you know what I mean?
Well, and then you've got Bray Wyatt, who they've massacred over the years. They treated second-generation wrestlers very well, like Bret Hart and, whatever. But the third generations, they don't really do too well with, and I don't know why. The only one is Reigns.
Yeah, Reigns,
But look at how they treated Reigns' brother, who, poor Rosie died. But if you look at it, go look at a picture of Rosie, put it up next to Roman Reigns. It's the same guy, but fat. I swear, that's the difference between Rosie and Roman Reigns. And look at the difference in the push. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
then again, that's what makes me think about if Samoa Joe will ever get a push.
no, I think he will. I think they want to. I think they want to capitalize on Samoa Joe. While you got to realize something. All of these guys are placeholders. AJ Styles has maybe 2 or 3 years left to his career. He's 41 years old, right? Maybe he wrestles till 45, so maybe he's got 4 years, right?
I say 2 years.
So you don't got much left with him. Samoa Joe, I think, is in his late 30s, early 40s as well, right? So you don't got much time with him. Same with Bobby Roode. Like, all these guys are in good shape, but eventually they're going to slow down a tick. So those guys are going to be faded out. I'm glad they got their WWE runs, but really they were meant to be placeholders for guys like Finn Balor, who are in their early 30s, or guys like Ricochet and Adam Cole that are still in their 20s, right? So I think ultimately what's going to happen is a guy like AJ Styles is going to get replaced with a guy like Kenny Omega or a guy like Adam Cole as the face of SmackDown.
How old is Kenny Omega?
I'll tell you right now. Kenny Omega age 34. So if he's going to sign with WWE, it's got to be now.
Yeah.
I mean, Okada's 30. Adam Cole is 29. So he's perfect. They could bring him up. He could be there for 10 years. Nakamura is 38. If WWE ever plans on signing Tama Tonga, the time has to be now. He's 36.
Yeah, I doubt that they sign Tonga.
They should. I think Tama.
They should, but
I think if they really want to be smart, they sign Tama, they sign Fale, they sign Tonga Loa, and they give him to Roman Reigns as a heel faction. Let them just run rampant on the WWE. That would be ridiculous.
That'd be great. OGBC. They already have the name.
Exactly. So, bro, I think we've covered a lot of topics over the past, I don't even know, how long have we been talking? Like an hour and a half? I hope you guys stick around to watch this whole video.
2 hours. Shit.
2 hours. So I'm going to upload this whole video into the channel. I also may cut certain clips and share them on social media. We'll see what we do there. Just to let you guys know, I've said it once, I'll say it again. We are building this show as a platform for wrestling fans to chat. It's not really meant for anything more than us sharing our passion of professional wrestling. We're not going to be we might chat about a show for a couple minutes, but we're not going to be doing reviews. We're not going to sign on every Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and talk about what happened on Raw and SmackDown in detail because you guys watch this shit. I'm tired of watching these fucking channels. Dude, am I wrong? Like, you literally watch SmackDown and then you sign on to some dude's channel who's like, SmackDown sucked this week. Let's talk about Carmelo.
No,
okay.
No, but, I want to give you more of maybe we can do maybe a segment of where we put our booking, our booking analysis into something. So, what we think should be the outcome to this whole thing.
This is all about the wrestling industry.
Fantasy booking, I guess.
Fantasy booking, right. This is about the wrestling industry. This is about big broad strokes, not small little bumps in the road.
Right.
So, me and Dave were just two guys that happened to connect over pro wrestling crate. Dude, really, my dude right here, you're going to see in the video, I'm actually pointing at you. My dude right here really loves pins and patches. I'm just telling you, he's always looking for pins and patches.
More patches than I am pins right now.
Well, because he's got this magnificent vest, which Dave, send me a picture of. I'll post it on the channel.
Will.
He's got this magnificent vest that he's creating, and all of the Young Bucks. I told him I can't pull it off for the life of me. I'm like just... some old dude now, I guess. But, so the whole point of this is to create...
We're not that far away in age, dude.
I know, I'm just, you're as old as you feel, and I'm like 95. So I've got all of the belief that you guys will want to stick around for real wrestling conversations, real topics. Give us a follow, subscribe to the channel so that you guys get notified. Click on the link below. We've got a ton of exciting things coming up this month. I've got that wrestling club coming. I've got Pro Wrestling Loot. I've got, and Dave's got, Pro Wrestling Crate, which is obviously the gold standard. And then I've got, like I told you guys, I've got one more WWE Slam Crate coming, and I've canceled. You WWE for not giving me an autograph. That's what you'd fucking get. All right. So we'll be doing all those unboxings. Me and Dave will do one video a week, maybe more depending. And if there's a topic you want to talk about, you guys let us know. So again, subscribe below, follow us on Twitter. I am at Elite in NYC1 on Twitter and Elite_in_NYC on Instagram. Dave, want to throw your handles out there?
You can follow me at Tingle0324 on Twitter. My Instagram and my other shit my phone is off, so I can't tell you that. I think it's David Duran. I think it's David Duran 2415 on Instagram. If you find it, let me know. If you don't, just follow me. But you can get to me on Twitter, Tingle0324. I would love to hear your comments. Love to hear any negative or positive shit you guys have to say. And don't forget, if we reach 5,000 followers.
Number 5,000.
5,000, not number 5,000. When we reach 5,000 followers, we will do a drawing. Maybe of the last 5 people.
Yeah,
we'll
I like that. I like that. All right, guys.
Just to make it fair.
Yeah, and look, support us. Eventually, we're going to be able to do some really cool things with this channel. I'm not sure if all of you know how YouTube works. Obviously, me smoking on camera and cursing all the time is going to hurt our revenue.
It's all right. It's okay, man.
I don't give a shit.
This is not PG-13 era, right? This is TV 14, TV mature. If we reach 10,000 followers, one more thing. I have a top secret thing that I'll let you see, Charlie. I'll send it to you. I think I sent you a picture of it.
Yep.
You saw the small little Raw 25?
Yep. You sent me the picture. Right. Well, look.
We might do something with that.
And I still have a couple more autographs to give away as well. I
have 8x10s as well that we can give away. I have micro brawlers we can give away.
I've got an Okada pin.
I got a bunch of DVDs we can give away.
We can give away DVDs. So follow along, guys. If you're still here, if you're still listening, hope you enjoyed this show. We look forward to talking with you next time. You've got 2 guys in New York here. Well, one in Miami, but from New York. And we've enjoyed taking up the last 2 hours of your life. And we will talk to you very soon. You guys have a great night, and signing off.
Too sweet, baby.